That's 10,000 minutes.
10,000 minutes.
That we've saved.
Every minute of that we've loved. My name is Katie Sellers. I'm the Assistant Dean here at the Esthetic Institute. I've worked for the school going on about 12 years now in different capacities.
My name is Hala Glishkani. I am the Compliance Manager and Marketing Director at the Esthetic Institute.
The Esthetic Institute was founded about 26 years ago by Parvene Hashemi in an effort to kind of streamline educational resources within our field of study, which is the aesthetics, primarily the aesthetics industry in this area. And so we offer many different courses here at the school, including aesthetics, master aesthetics, nail technology, and permanent cosmetics.
There are a lot of options out there, but they're either too big, too much. The software may have too many bells and whistles that we don't use as a small business, and it requires a lot of effort and work into it. Or there wasn't something that would accommodate all the things that we needed. So it was a lot of bits and pieces. We had one software to do the student services, one software to follow up on leads, one software. And so we had all these broken kind of pieces, which honestly would create a lot more work for us down the road because we had to jump from one software, go to the other, and on our page we might have 3 different tabs open.
One of the obstacles we always had was quickly in a streamlined manner being able to see where in the process the student was in other capacities. It required phone calls or emails or talking to someone to get statuses and updates and help me understand and all of that. Whereas now through LeadSquared, we have the ability to, in a very easy user-friendly format, document our particular pieces of that student journey through that process.
I had looked into Salesforce. We had used it a long time ago, very briefly, but it was too much. And that's what I mean. It required a lot of effort from our end to go in and answer and do the things. It was basically, we would do emails. Somebody would call, we had to get the email, we had to send the email, we had to follow up and do all that. So it was a lot of manual work, which took up time from us where we could focus on actually talking to the prospect students or dealing with other things that we have to do because we're a small school and each of us are multifaceted. Automations, before when a student would communicate, so let's say a student would call to get information, it was taking the email, taking the number, and then going into your email and sending them the information. And that's time consuming, well, for them and for us. And unfortunately, it could happen that somebody might fall through the cracks because you would write the information, but another call would come in. The automation with LeadSquared. So when we have created landing pages, which is another benefit that's directly in there. So we've created our landing page. Person will go on, request information, and automatically, based on their response in that landing page, email is sent to them right away. And that automation was one of the top things that attracted us to it. From the time we communicated with LeadSquared asking for a conversation, it was one of the fastest and easiest transitions and implementations that I have experienced. The customer support and the customer service with LeadSquared is something that I hope, and whoever hears this, never loses, because that was the key. From the time we communicated, we were assigned somebody, which is, again, really important because it wasn't just a general tech support or support system or something that was just via email or a ticket. It was personal. We had Zoom calls. We went over our policies, what we had in place, what we were looking to do, and we filled out with them a couple of scenarios of exactly what we've been talking about. What are we doing right now? What is the goal? And based on all that, they went ahead and implemented and set up the automation. They're present It's not this unknown entity behind the email and tickets that you never talk to, that you never see. If we've ever had any issues or questions, it's just one email.
With LeadSquared, once it was set up and our information was live and we were using it, it's so user-friendly that it was just something that, with some simple navigation and, quick guidance, it was very simple to use, and we were using it, I feel like almost at its full benefit to us very quickly, as opposed to kind of that slow build that happens with a lot of new softwares or platforms. The ability to kind of merge our SMS system with LeadSquared has been so helpful.
We're sending all our SMSs directly through LeadSquared. So we've set up a landing page where if someone wants to chat with us, they click, they put in their name, phone number, and then they send a message, and it pops up right there in LeadSquared. Over the last year, since it is our 1-year anniversary with LeadSquared, we've had almost 5,423 leads that we've interacted with and worked with through LeadSquared, and 99% of them are active leads that we have in one way or another communicated with them. We've got almost 2,031 automation responses that have been sent. So that's 2,000 times that we didn't have to take time. So if you multiply it 2,000, at least 5-6 minutes that one of us would have had to spend that time and sent manual emails. That's a lot of time saved that we were able to then use for other things. We've also been able to use the email marketing feature that has allowed us to send regular campaigns to all the people that have requested information and keep them informed, send newsletters, and we get a pretty good open rate. We're usually looking at over 63% that open the email, and that's another great feature because we can see that email is open. These are what numbers we look at more than trying to gauge enrollments. It's that response time. It's making sure that we are communicating with the leads and that they're engaged. And we have a pretty good engagement rate with them. I think LeadSquared as a product or CRM or lead software, especially for the education environment, has really found its forte and its niche. With LeadSquared, it's very simple. It can really fit anyone because of the automations and because of the way they've structured it. You can adapt it pretty much, I think, to any business. And so for education, which we had a hard time finding something specifically for education, oftentimes CRM softwares are more geared towards sales. And when you're in the education business, it's not sales, it's a communication tool with your prospects who become your students. So you're not trying to do a sales pitch, as it were. You're trying to just keep the line of communication open. And I think they really have that figured out.
LeadSquared has literally changed how we are able to interact with not only each other from an internal communication perspective, but also directly with our clients, with our potential student base, as well as students who ultimately register for class, take multiple courses, continue, to engage with us that way in different capacities throughout their time with us at the school. And the ability to, because we are a small back-end staff, to streamline those things is such a time saver on a day-to-day basis that, again, frees us up to not necessarily be doing things outside of admissions, but to also be able to continue to move forward with the student you're working with. But it has literally changed how we interact with one another as well as with the students on a day-to-day basis.
Literally 10,000 minutes.
10,000 minutes have been changed.